Thank you, Mr Chair. Good morning, councillors. So this report is really information for you to help inform other decisions that you need to make today and later in June on your annual budgets. So just a quick summary, it contains the local board's views made by resolution on the regional policy issues, and they were canvassed quite extensively in a workshop with you earlier. It contains the local board's key advocacy issues that they wish to progress through the LTP process, and it contains some information about business improvement district rates in terms of expansions and new bids, and the two boards that wish to continue with a local targeted rate. So on the latter point, those targeted rate issues will come through in your rating decisions later in the month on the 29th of June. So in terms of the regional policy issues, as I said, they've been well canvassed with you, but just a quick summary. So majority of boards supported the proposals that went out for consultation in the annual plan. So 12 boards supported rates at 2.5%, 3 boards at 3.5%. Pausing the business rate differential, 16 boards supported that. Targeted rates for infrastructure supported by 15 boards, and the targeted rate on accommodation 12 boards, and the living wage 16 boards. Just a caveat around those numbers, quite a few of the boards made resolutions that had particular qualifications and extra bits of information, so we've just sort of pulled out the more definitive boards. A quick point on the key advocacy issues, so they're listed for you in your report. The process that was followed this time, led by the chair of this committee and the deputy chair, was to ask each local board to identify just one key advocacy issue. So clearly the local boards will continue to advocate on a whole range of issues, that's their role. But in terms of being able to progress things through the LTP and bring good quality advice to the governing body and the local boards, a process was set in place for each board to identify one key advocacy area. I think the boards have done really well to narrow down their whole range of advocacy areas down to one. Some boards are still doing that, so it's a draft list at this point. And I think if you look down those advocacy areas, what will stand out to you, and this has come through from the boards, is that really the boards are reacting to the pressures of growth that they're seeing in their local areas, and many of those advocacy areas relate to the pressure on community infrastructure. So the idea with those advocacy areas is that by identifying one, the organisation can get behind those and provide some quality advice in terms of that might be feasibility, it might be funding options, it might be indications of prioritisation, so that when you move into the LTP process there'll be some information brought back to all governors. So that's the introduction, and Anna and I are happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Karen. Councillor Casey.
Thank you. Given there's been some controversy around a 2% pledge that some councillors may or may not have signed, and some feathers that may or may not have been sent by persons unknown, it's interesting to me that there was no support for a rates increase of 2% from any of the local boards. Did they give reasons for that?
Not particularly resolved reasons, but I think quite a lot of the discussion has been an acknowledgement and an understanding of what is actually needed to keep the city running, given the growth pressures.
Thank you.
Okay, so councillors can confirm that Karen and Anna then collated a master list which has gone to Mr Kimpton and Barry Potter for significance for the LTP, and to inform the LTP and to make sure that that area of the council is more than aware of the projects that are of key importance to all the local boards. And as I say, we're hoping that the fact that we've winnowed it back to one or two points or projects or programs or whatever, that we can hopefully try to deliver something for every board in one form, at least trying to get things started, or giving a plan going through the LTP. So thank you for that, and thank to the local boards for doing that. It's much appreciated. So we have a mover and a seconder, Councillor Collins, and seconded by Councillor Simpson. All those in favour?
Aye.
Okay, against? There's none against. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Karen. Right.